So I hope this angle is better, and let me tell you about my new start. I believe last time I stitched Mirabilia it was a year ago, and well, I finished this year. Anyways, I definitely did not start new Mirabilia this year because of many reasons. First of all, because we moved again and the war started, and I decided to just finish what I started previously because it was really bothering me, big amount of stuff, and I'm tired to bring everything with me instead of just roll all my finishes and that's it. But having 20 hoops, 20 organizers, it's too much for me. So why I wanted to start exactly this Mirabilia? Because I wanted to stitch her in 2016 when she was a shoot, and I remember it was June. Yeah, I think it was June 2016 because we were leaving to New York from Las Vegas, and it was my last Mirabilia I purchased there, new one. After that I bought some stuff, but online, not offline, from Stitcher's Paradise. And Gina, the owner of the store, she gave me beautiful fabric for her. Me and another girl, we bought that piece of fabric, we divided by two, and we both wanted to stitch her on grayish, not grayish, more purple, violet fabric. And the colors now a bit weird because I'm recording in midday and you can't see it proper, but in my opinion she will be great on that fabric, but I had to use it for another mermaid, and I love it on her. So this fabric was my third option. Another option, it was special hand-dyed fabric from UK company, and I ordered it and then I sold it. I don't know why. I thought I have a lot of stuff, and then I've seen too many people stitch on that fabric. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but then I like, how many pieces of fabric do I need? And then I sold it. I don't really regret it, but it is what it is. And I cut the chart because I now don't do it. I copy do my working copy, and I collect charts from Mirabilia, so I can show you the original piece and I can show you the key. It's medium Mirabilia, I would say. She doesn't have much DMC, and 5 cranics, 2 of them the same color. There is blend and there are beads, but somehow I'm missing 2 colors of beads. Anyways, yeah, I just love her tail, and as you can see, I started stitching her from the middle. And let me show you a little bit of work I have done. It's actually nothing. This would be half of my cross stitch day in my previous life, but now it's 2 days. And yeah, I enjoy stitching Mirabilia because it's so easy, and I now understand why I was so addictive I'm still addictive to them. I just don't want to put it down, but with other stuff I find some other stuff to do. Or maybe I have not stitched Mirabilia for a while, but always I'm addictive to them. And sorry for my mess, it's just the way it is. I did not bring everything, all my organizers and stuff. As I said, I'm missing 2 colors of beads, and I don't understand why. Maybe they were in other organizer, I don't know, but that was another reason why I wanted to start stitching her, because everything was already sorted, the chart is cut, why I cut at the time. Yeah, I know why, because this is how I used to stitch. I throw away the chart, and now I do collect them, and beads I don't usually keep in this organizer, but now I do because I don't have any other option. And these all colors of DMC, I think it's better not to put them together, so you can see all the colors, and they look amazing on this fabric. This fabric actually was originally for Mirabilia Undine, another mermaid, but I have another fabric for her, so I buy lots of fabric and I like to have a choice. This is all the colors for her, all the granic. I'll show you the number. just in a second. They're beautiful. I mean, actually you stitch with 2 strands this color, and you need to have proper needle to make it right, otherwise you will struggle to put them together. The needle I would advise you to take with a bigger eye and with a sharper end, so it's not regular needle. Then you will have proper crosses. And this is my new start. I have not shown it for my Russian speaking people, Ukrainian people, and yeah. So let's continue on with my other finish and my other stuff I want to show you today. Oh, and another start I have as well, but I will show you a little bit later. So I will put away my Mirabilia. Oops, I think I touched the flower and now I have a little bit of it on the fabric, but it's okay, it doesn't bother me. Okay, roses of Dana, or Dana's roses. This is the finish of this year, and I started it last year. If you remember, it was done almost 65%, and then we were moving from Zaporozhye to Kiev, and this work was lost in puzzle in a cross. Sorry, I don't know how to make videos anymore. I'm really on different mode completely. The puzzle was on a truck, which then burned down. Anyways, nobody gave me any improvements, so I just decided to start new work, and unfortunately I had to use another fabric which is more difficult to stitch on, and obviously I had to buy all the threads all over again, and I thought I will never finish this, to be honest. But I had big dream to have this work, because then I started seeing her everywhere. Girls get inspired from my videos, and they started it and they then finish it, and they did not have my work with me. And this is kind of was an inspiration. Also, another friend of mine, she said to me, let's start it together. And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I have to text her and ask her if she finished it, actually, yes or no, because she was way faster than me, because that time I was teaching other work and she was not, but she was working and she didn't have time to stitch a lot. Well, I was traveling as well and doing my other things, my work, and but I still had more time than she. Anyways, it's finally done. And I'm really happy to share it with you, and I hope you would like it. Let me know in the comments, because stitching this work for a second time, it was a different experience for me. I thought at the very beginning it was really difficult work, because I'm not used to Bucilla kits. It was my first Bucilla, and this is Heritage Collection. Usually it's more difficult than the average one. And I started from this corner. The other work, my first Bucilla, well, my first roses, I started from the center. And it was so difficult for me, because here lots of changes. I think I started from here and then I went up here. And if you will see it closer, I will show you just in a second. Here lots of quarter stitches, and I'm used to them anyways. It just, you have to pay so much attention, and I wanted to stitch fast at that moment, and I could not, because you have to change thread quite often. And I'm like, oh, it's so difficult, and one woman, she sent me a message, oh, I stitched this work and it's a really easy one. I was like, no, it's not. I was feeling myself a little bit disappointed and angry in a way. Back stitch, it's very easy. You just have to do it as you go. But then when I started this work for second time, I decided to start it from completely different part, because I did not want to repeat the same stuff I've just done. And that work I was stitching for quite a while, since 2018, can you believe? So I started from this part, and it was okay. And when I came up here, yeah, then I started go up. I think I complete that corner, and then this part. Yeah, this part was in the very end. This was my last part I stitched. And actually it was pretty fast. I mean, background on this design, it's really easy. Sometimes it's boring and you have to do some other job in the meantime, because then you will combine two work and you will not get bored. And you won't feel it's difficult. It's not difficult at all. Now I stitch it almost twice. I can tell you it's very interesting cross stitch. It's actually a very interesting work, and colors here are just amazing. And I look at this work and I can't believe that I completed, and it just so me. This is the design I would always think about when I will be thinking I will be stitching. I don't know in the future. But this work for me is very important, and so many memories I stitch in here. Besides, it was a fire, it was then moving us. I was actually stitching this design when the war started. And then I did not bring it with me, it was still left in Kiev, I think, on the hoops and stand. And then I came back to Kiev first time, and I saw it on the hoops there. I stitched a little bit, and then I think I took it with me, and I did not stitch it. And then another stuff started going on in my life, and it's like nightmare, and I need to finish this work to be done with all these stories, because I am not really that superstitious, but I just wanted to be done with this work and put it away. Put a dot on that story. And I've heard from other girls actually that they had the same issues as I have, and no, it's not true, but then I look back already, I had that work when the war started, but I could have any work when the war started in Ukraine. And anyways, it's not very interesting. Let me show you work a little bit closer, because I can talk hours and hours and you won't stop me. Again, as I mentioned before, the fabric is different than original one, but similar, very, very similar color, but the quality is different. So when I stitch my first Dana's roses, you can go back and look at those videos. You will see the quality of crosses was much better. It was not because I was not trying, it was because the fabric is different, and it was much easier to cross stitch on that fabric. And this one just fine. I mean, I'm not saying it's completely terrible. I'm not saying it's wow, amazing, but it is what it is. Just have to read the instructions and follow the key, because if you look at the rows, the backstitch different colors, but it's so easy to make this backstitch. It's not like dimensions. You prepare yourself for this, because you do lots of quarter stitches, and you can see them. I'll try to put them work as closer as possible, so you will see. And there is a road already for your backstitch. And yeah, I have not washed this design yet, and I don't think I will, not because I like to keep it dirty. I'll do it with my other work, and I will put it away in one roll. So I'm waiting for other finishes, so they all will be clean, because when they're laying in my luggage, I'm very sensitive to smell, and I want everything clean there. So it's laying in my laundry basket now, and I will make it right. By the end of the year, I will wash all my finishes. Yeah, but it's gorgeous. I'm telling you, this is the work of my life. I will never ever forget anything what's happened during the time when I was stitching, because it's a long story, and yeah, as I said, it's very meaningful to me. Besides, I did not have any time. I've been stitching it, and I've been trying to make it. I've been trying to enjoy it. and I wanted that finish by the end so bad, and at one moment I got tired and I took another design to stitch the sampler I showed you in my last video. But the thing is, it's a Hands Across the Sea sampler. I'll show you just in a second. With that sampler, that there are lots of pages and it's a booklet, and it's very, for me it's annoying. It's not difficult, it's just annoying to have all these pages together. 4 pages, the part I'm stitching now, it's 4 pages, so you have to look at all those 4 pages. When you have like this chart, it was like whole chart, original one, because I took my working copy and that's why I have it. So and then I stop it, and as much as I like it very much, I actually have a little bit dirty part here because of my chart. I put it and it was copied obviously, and it gives a mark, but it will go away. I will wash it off. So in this part I have lots of pages, and I was like, I realized that I'm not stitching anymore. I'm just looking here and there and nothing going on. I'll leave it till the time I will have mood and will have inspiration. I do love this work very much, and I'm really sad that I'm stitching it for such a long time. This is 40s count of linen, and design you've seen in my previous videos. I'm just telling you, I wanted to stitch something different because I was working just on Dana's Roses, and then I realized that no, I want to go back to this work and have a finish. And another, not a start, whip I have is English Valley Cottage. It was gifted to me by one lady from Ukraine, and it was such an amazing day because it was a dream kit for me. I could not believe she gave it to me. At the time, it still is, it's very expensive, and she just made me so happy, I remember. And I started it, and I started stitching it, and then I put it away because I have other whips, obviously. But then I decided now that I have to stitch what I really love, because we don't have much time in our life, and sometimes I have my dream design, I start it and I never finish it, and then I see some people finish it and I lose completely interest, not because someone stitched it, because it's just me, I just lost it. And then it's like, oh yeah, but it was your dream, and then you know. So let me show you what I have stitched, because I have stitched just, for me, I stitch a lot, but my previous fitted just a little bit. The thing is, it's stitched on 14th count of Ada, but this design is made in the United States. Yeah, and the fabric here is much better quality than nowadays kits they make in China. The thing I wanted to show you the size. So you compare Dana's Roses to Gold Collection, why it takes me also longer to stitch. Like, this is the line when the design started, and you can see how, and probably it will be to up here. So if you put it all, the angle will be here, it's definitely will be much smaller. I think it's like that. Yeah, I think it's 30% smaller than regular dimensions. But again, this is 14th count. Both of designs, they are 14th count. And well, it's on fabric. It's not Ada, but this is Ada. But size of cross stitches is the same. Just want to show you how big roses are. And yeah, I design, and oh my god, she's so beautiful. I can't explain to you. But this design also my other dream, and there is a pair one. This is English Valley Cottage. The other one, something with back, river back. I can't remember, but they look similar. Funny thing, I thought I was buying English Valley, and I was buying the other pair design. And then when I show, I think I told you, I was living in New York, and I was at the swimming pool, just came back from the mail box, and I showed to my friend how it will look when it's stitched, and she looked at my design and the preview, not this preview, but the other preview of the back kit, and she's like, but it's look a little bit different, isn't it? And I look, I'm like, ooh, But I'm still happy I bought that other design because I want it anyway. So it will be a pair design. After this, I will start it someday, the other one. And they both stitch on 14th count, and they look great. I have not make any back stitch here yet, but I first wanna finish this corner, and then I will do back stitch. It's not much, but after Bucilla it will be a little bit more difficult. Well, not as difficult, but you just have to pay more attention. Yeah, this is my other design, but because of my birthday I decided to start Mirabilia, and I will focus on Mirabilia for some time, because I would like to have at least one Mirabilia finish, and I don't know how long it will take me to stitch her, and then this one will be my next one. In between I'm stitching Mill Hill at work, because I'm there sitting at the reception, so I don't have to do much things. Well, I do learn French, I do some other stuff, but I also cross stitch, and this is my other finish. I drive a stick. I drive a stick sometimes too. So this is a preview, in case you're interested, and if you did not watch my other previous video. This is a number, and it's a really pretty design. As well, it's a pair design to my other, which I've stitched already, and it's framed, but I forgot. I forgot it in Ukraine on my mom's table, because last time I was in Ukraine I came to her and I was so happy, and I showed her and I left it on her table. Yeah, actually on sewing machine, because next to her table there is a sewing machine. So I left my witch there at home, at my mom's place, my parents' place. And it was fun to see this one. I really enjoyed, and I'm getting better stitching Mill Hill, because this is one. Let me count. I'm having quite a collection now. Okay, one at home with my mom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I start 7th one. It's all this year, believe me or not, because I bought, I think, 20 of them. One night I was bored, and I decided to get some. And yeah, and I thought I will never stitch them ever. But this is the bits which I have left, a lot. And this is the threads as well. I'm not sure if you can make another. No, definitely not. You just have to buy a little bit more threads for another. If you want to stitch, it's on the fabric, because some people, what they do, they buy one kit and they stitch it on the fabric and on perforated paper. I like Mill Hill on perforated paper because I can stitch it everywhere I want to. I don't have to bring hoops, and it's perfect kit for if you travel. You don't need to bring all that stuff with you. It takes no space. So yeah. And in case I did not show you the key last time, you can see all the colors and beads and backstitch. I would say it's much easier than my other designs. Actually, this one was somehow it was really difficult for me. I don't know, nothing to stitch here, but it was a bit difficult for me. Or I just stitch everything I stitch long. For me, it seems difficult. This one, it's lots of crosses, you know. This was the first design I bought, and I said to myself, I promised to myself, if I will not stitch and finish, I will never buy others. And that time in Las Vegas in the shop, I saw the cat, which I'm stitching now, and I did not buy that cat actually till that time, till I started that kit, because this is what I promised myself. Obviously I did not finish that design, but at least I started, you know. And this cat called Moonstruck, I'm stitching now, and let me show you the, where is the design? Oh, it's right here. Also, I found the name of the fabric, in case you're interested, for my Mirabilia. The 30-second count, Blue Frost, I think it's from Picture This Plus, most likely. Yeah, but just in case you're wondering the color of this work. So, this is the key. It's a little bit easier, but the thing is you have to stitch on a dark perforated paper, which is, I just stitched the witch as well, but with darker threads for now. If you compare these two designs, well, kinda, the tree is dark and no, here more bright colors, but still I like to stitch with pink, so it will be fun. It will be fun. And I did not stitch much, I just will show you. I was on a train from Amsterdam and I was bored and I decided to stitch a little bit. And where is my button? There is a button and beads. This is a bird and this is quite dark as well. Everything dark in this design. You need to have lots of light to stitch it. Okay, so this is my new start. We'll stitch it tomorrow because tomorrow I will be on duty. And half of the day I have free, but obviously I don't stitch half of the day. Yeah, let me show you a little bit closer again. So I've seen that cat and I really like it. I don't know why, I just like it. I just like it, and maybe colors. Maybe the colors, or maybe cat, I don't know. I don't know, but it's fun. And I hope it will be done by the end of the year too. If not, then no problem, I will finish whenever. I'm not pushing myself, I'm not competing with anyone. Not even with myself anymore, because I never compete with anyone in cross stitching. But with myself I did have some competitions. And that's all pretty much I wanted to share with you. Just a little update on my life, in case you're still interested to know, because I know you follow me on my both Instagram pages. Actually, my cross-stitch Instagram, I'll mention in my description box. It's lbarnard1307, and my personal, it's at vanilio777. So let me sit and I will talk to you for a little while. Don't want to make this story big, but months ago, yeah, a little bit longer than months ago, the missile hit our building where I live, where I made video for you guys. And we were so lucky. My sister just came back from Bulgaria for a couple of days to Ukraine with my Susie. And she stayed there just 2 days or something. She did not even unpack her luggages. I usually unpack my luggages right away. She doesn't. And then when that thing happened, she texted me 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake up, like I always wake up when something happened, like 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after. And she texted to my group with my mom and my sister that something like exploded, because that days when she came, it was like non-stop, every single day. Our city, Zaporozhye, was bombed every single day, and they hit lots of buildings. Like, I can't believe what they've done to my city. So my sister, she said something like, it's very close. I like, okay, where are you now? She said, I'm in a bathroom. Bathroom, it's in the middle of the apartment. And she was in a bedroom on a side where I'm making video. Another bedroom where the balcony is, it's on the other side of the apartment. It's not facing the street, it's more quiet. Usually I would go and I would sleep in that part where is a balcony, because I like everything quiet. And I told her, get out of the bathroom, go check, because it's already happened, go check. And she said, okay, wait a second. And she said, it's so much dust. And the other bedroom was closed, because Susie sometimes will run there and she will do her little stuff, which is not supposed to do there. There is a carpet there and she loves that carpet. Anyways. And she's holding, obviously, Susie. Susie is shaking. And my sister told me when that happened, the shake of the house was strong and terrible. She like 3 times almost, the bed was like do. Eventually she realized that we don't have a balcony anymore. That's why the dust she saw all over an apartment. Obviously, it was early in the morning. There is no electricity, nothing working, only her phone. I don't know what my sister went through, but our neighbors on our floor, they're all gone. They're not with us anymore. And I cried for non-stop. I was crying for 2 weeks at least, because my neighbor was for me very, very close, and she was like my grandma. She was always looking after the apartment, always making me a cake for my birthday, and flowers for some church holidays she will bring to my house. And she's not wealthy lady, she's very poor lady. She will go to her summer house and she will bring me flowers because she knows I love flowers. Or when it's cold, she will go buy me little flowers, and it was really touchy emotions for me. And till now I can't remember her face. It's like shocked, I can't remember. Anyways, my sister was extremely lucky to be alive, and impossible now to live in that apartment because there is no electricity, there is no gas, there is no heating, nothing. We moved our stuff to another apartment, and we fixed the balcony, and yeah, that is just terrible things happened. And that time, even after the house was hit, 2 weeks non-stop, even longer, for a month, about a month. Yes, they were shooting the city about a month, and I was worried too much because my parents are there, my sister there, my dog is there, everyone there except me, and I did not know what to do. I could not sleep, I could not do anything. It was hard time. Now I feel better because, well, but I will tell you something. I was in Ukraine in the beginning of September, and it's happened 6th or 8th of October. I can't remember when it. 1 month before the missile hit, I was in that apartment, and I moved plastic box with all my cross stitch, with all my charts, with my fabric, with I had lots of mandalas, kitted mandalas. You know how much mandalas cost, and I moved that box. I don't know why. I just moved it. Maybe I thought it will be cold in the balcony, but I always kept all my stuff there. Also, you know, I have lots of framed pictures. They were there at the balcony. My sister wrapped them and she put them in a, you know, when you buy coat or expensive dress, not necessarily expensive, but long dress, they give you the cover. Forgot how you call it. So this is how she kept all my pictures, because some of the covers we don't need, and instead of throwing them away, you can use them to keep your pictures, your frames from dust. And it's really helped us a lot at the end, because obviously half of the building is, well, there is a hole in the middle of the building. And how many families survived? One third of the family survived because it was like hit in the middle, and more apartments were on the other side, which is gone now. It took them a while to find all the bodies and everything, and the stones were still falling from the roof, and even it did not really damage the balcony from outside. It was all over the news. It was on CNN, it was on DV News, everywhere I saw my apartment. I never thought they will show my city all over the world, but besides that, they show my house where I lived, you know. And so the balcony was really damaged. Just imagine nothing was happening to the cross-stitch frame pieces. Besides one picture, besides the multicolored cross-stitch I stitched for 3 years, which is like almost stopped me from doing my hobby. Obviously the glass was damaged, and the mat was damaged as well. So my sister took the cross-stitch out and she washed it, and then she said all the stains gone, because on the back of the picture it was molded already. It stayed for some time at the balcony because they did not give you an access to the apartment in case the building will still be destroyed or something. They have to walk you with someone to the apartment. And yeah, so then I realized I have other things there. When the war started, I asked my sister to take all the pictures out of the walls and keep them on the floor. And some of them they were in bedroom, some of them they were somewhere else. And one part, a big part, was at the balcony again. Everything was at the balcony. And the icon, my other grandma, she's from Russia. She was living in Russia. She buried in Russia. So when my mom was there at her funeral, the only thing she brought from Russia is the icon, and it's large and super old, and the glass is very thick there. Nothing happened to the icon either, and it was like, you know, I felt like someone was watching me. So luckily my sister that night was able to get out, and she said I was like on a mode. She took her documents because everything was there. She did not unpack anything, so she just grabbed a bag with the documents, and she was in pyjama. It's 4:50 in the morning or something like that happened, and it was difficult to open the door because the house was damaged a bit, and not a bit. The apartment is fine, just the balcony. But the whole building, it's definitely damaged, and the structure, I don't know in which condition, but she was struggling to open the door, and people came and helped her to get out of there. And yeah, we even have car parked next to the house, and you can see car on the video where the news is. Nothing happened to the car except obviously wheels immediately came down, and the dust, of course, dust. Yeah, this is my story about what's happened. That's why I'm not really in the mood to stitch. Well, now I'm better, but war's still going on. And thank you to all who supporting Ukraine and sending messages. It's did not want to finish this video on this part, but it is what it is. Now I will go to my work meeting, even it's Sunday, and I'll try to entertain you more in my future videos. So sorry for this sad story, but I had to share it with you. Nothing what's going on in Ukraine, it's fun at the moment. We're losing our people, we're losing lots of stuff, but so far things better. We just won Kherson back. Well, can't say it's won, but anyways, thank you for those who listen my video till the very end, and I wish you wonderful, wonderful time stitching, and maybe you still purchasing something. I wish you great shopping. Cross stitch shopping, always fun, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye, guys.